A while back now, I tried bench pressing with bands on, and I got screwed over, man. I really injured my left elbow and my right to a degree, which started off a 6-month period of me struggling to do anything, really, when it comes to pressing. So much so that even in the mornings, just opening up a drawer in the kitchen was painful. I ended up getting golfer's elbow, if you will. The medial aspect of the arm, of the elbow, was killing me. After gently warming up, it would kind of ease up a little bit, but still I couldn't bench press anything meaningful. Over the following 6 months, I was trying everything and anything under the sun. I tried rest, that didn't work. I tried all the sorts of different things. And then during that period, I stopped benching and also stopped front squatting. I stopped front squatting because of that whole stretching aspect of the front rack. I kind of theorized that it was that and also the bands on the bench press that just overloaded some of those tendons, ligaments, whatever it was, and did me a lot of harm. And so I let go of both of those things. Eventually, I kind of worked out after more than half a year. I worked out arm wrestling movements, pronation, supination, helped me out a lot. And then I started benching and everything was great. But still, I was afraid to go back to front squatting. I think I front squatted once or twice in the last, I don't even know, man, a long time. Yesterday I front squatted, today I front squatted, and right now I'm in the midst of doing a lot of that, what I call the prehab work, that arm wrestling stuff that I've been doing that initially got me out. And anytime I do any sort of narrow grip bench pressing, I always throw in some supination or pronation work. This morning I did a lot of it, and then I thought, okay, let me do some front squatting. And the front squatting felt really good, man. Like, I've not done front squatting in a long time. And today I even considered doing a PR attempt. Now, if you guys have front squatted before and then not front squatted for a long period of time, you will know what I'm talking about here. But it's kind of like the hook grip. Front squatting hurts. It really hurts. And if you do it all the time, it becomes okay and you don't even think about it anymore. It doesn't hurt at all. But the first time you start front squatting, it hurts. There's like a acclimatization period. And also the same thing goes if you don't do it for a long time. It's like that whole clavicle front rack position just forgets about it. And today I tried to load up a bit of weight and it hurt. I walked out 190 today, which is a PR. It was agony. My freaking collarbones were killing me. They were distracting me. Maybe I wouldn't even gotten 190, but it was like that. I was so distracted by how much it freaking hurt. And I'm attempting at PR. The last thing I want to do is worry about another freaking distraction, another pain source. So I re-racked it and that was it. Probably silly of me to even attempt it, but it's a good sign. I just felt so good in the front rack or in the front position, squatting in the front rack. 140 felt good, 160 felt good, but that 190 felt like it was overpowering in terms of the sensation on the clavicles or in that kind of position area. So I'm thinking about front squatting again now. The reason why I'm doing all of this is because I simply cannot I cannot last. I cannot, I cannot do any more wide stance squatting with the frequency of like almost every day. That one big session that I do in the week kills me. And so for me to do that again the following couple of days is just suicide. So I'm going to avoid doing that when I'm really, really sore. And so the wide stance squats still utmost importance in my mind in terms of accessories. But in those days straight after that heavy volume day that I do with the wide stance, I want to do some narrow stance stuff, and I thought it would be a good idea for me to reintroduce the front squats and add another variation. So I got, I got low bar wide, I've got normal high bar squats, now I've got front squats, and I think I'm kind of getting back into it, and I'm just going to keep a very, very close eye on how my elbows feel. Hopefully with this benching, that I'm doing right now as well as front squatting, hopefully that combo is not the thing that caused me in the first place all this grief, but I have a degree of confidence in that I'm doing a lot of this pronation and supination work on the side. So hopefully my elbows, are going to survive. Hopefully they can take all that stuff that I'm doing. Sometimes, I've spoken about this in the past. Sometimes there is a combination of exercises which is fantastic for you. some things just click together and they kind of feed off each other. And then there are other combinations of exercises which, when you put them together, you absolutely freaking get broken down. Your body just breaks down for whatever reason. There's a few things in my mind that kind of do that, and I kind of try to avoid some of these combinations. I have a feeling that some of them, this said combination is, front squatting and a lot of bench pressing narrow, where, there's a lot of elbow flexion and extension. Front squats, you're stretching the living daylights out of your freaking forearm, just the front rack, the front squat. And then on the other side, when you're doing benching narrow, there is that same tissue that you've just stretched the living hell out of. You are now loading it up hard. For those of you that are thinking, really, bench press hits your forearms? Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Especially if you're going narrow. For me, really taxes the elbows. Now, when I go wide bench press, that's a completely different ballgame. Wide bench press, for whatever reason, feels amazing on the elbows. I suspect it's because, you are not using the same range of motion through the elbows as you do when you're doing narrow. When you're narrow, like your whole freaking forearm is like ATG, it's like an ATG squat, your forearms hit your upper arms. It's kind of like your hamstrings hitting your calves, in the squat, same thing. But when you're doing wide, it's kind of like that parallel low bar squat. You're not really going, full flexion in any of the joints. The knees are relatively 90 degrees. The hips are 90 degrees. Same kind of deal with bench press going wide. Nothing is really going full range of motion, and I think that preserves the joints. Now, I hear a lot of people say that wide can also stress other tissues, like shoulders. So I think it's a case of being aware of what the red flag is for each movement, and then planning your remedy thereafter. So, some things coupled together, give you a disaster. But maybe if you add a third thing to kind of prevent the negative effects of the, you know what I mean? Like you can work these things out. You just have to prioritize what you want to work on right now. Appreciate you guys. Like always, I'll catch you in the next one. Peace out. Also, before I let you guys go, I want to give you an update on Liam's GoFundMe page. If you guys recall, the day I hit 270 kilo deadlift PR, I made a video about Liam. Liam is one of my colleagues that used to work with me. He was one of the medical scribes in ED, and then he kind of moved on and did other things, and we lost track of each other. But he sadly got diagnosed with glioblastoma CA, or brain CA, and he's kind of in the midst of a fight with this terrible disease. When I first found out about this was me sitting in the squat rack after pulling 270 on that day, and I kind of felt happy about the deadlift, and then I kind of logged on for whatever reason. I don't usually do this, but I logged on to Facebook and I saw another colleague of mine posting about Liam, and then obviously a rush of negative emotions, concern about Liam, and then I made that video saying that from now on, guys, I will all the money that I earn from merchandise that I have with the jerseys and all the other stuff that I sell is going to go towards him. And so in this video, I just want to give you guys an update. Together, we have raised $200. I want to say $200 together. There was 5 sales on the Spreadshirt website where I sell kind of like the merchandise with some of my logos. And then the jerseys that I have at home, the stock that I hold, we sold 2 jerseys there. So each of those jerseys is $70. You'll see here it says $100. 30 of those, $30 of that 100 goes for shipping. Anyway, I rounded it all up to about $200, and I've thrown myself $150 together. So together we've kind of raised $350, and I've forwarded that money over towards Liam's GoFundMe page. Liam, if you're hearing this, man, I know it's not a huge sum of money, but I think every bit counts, and I'm happy that I could contribute a little bit towards this fight. We're all behind you, man. Keep fighting. and keep chasing the next rep, as we gym bros always talk about. Hopefully you come back as a qualified doctor, and hopefully you give me an order for a fluid order or a drug order or something. I look forward to working alongside you as a qualified doctor, and I'm your airway nurse or circulation nurse or whatever I am on that day. That will be a really, really cool day for me, and I reckon for you as well, man. So stay positive, keep pushing, and I'll see you in that hospital. Appreciate you, man. I appreciate everyone else that contributed to this. You guys have definitely made me proud. Appreciate you guys. Peace out.